Hi guys, welcome back to Uncensored. My name is Cosmo. Before I start this video, I have a question to ask you. Imagine your son comes out as a transgender for the first time. How would you react? Today, that is the premise of this video. We are going to be watching a father seeing his transgender son for the first time on Dr. Phil's show. Now roll the clips. You can clearly see he doesn't want to be in that chair. He doesn't want to see his son coming out as a woman. I can't even imagine what is going on in his head. Is it sad? Is it disappointed? Is it angry? What emotion is he feeling? You can clearly see that this guy is not a woman. He still has the physicality of a man, and truth to be told, he looks like a man with a wig on.
Let's sit right here.
It can be easy for the father, but yet the man does such a great job of composing himself in front of live TV.
Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Tell me what you're thinking and feeling right now, Gary.
I'm hurt bad. Really bad.
That woman's face says everything because the whole audience can feel the man's pain. Even me watching can feel the man's pain.
What do you have to say?
Why?
That is a very valid question coming from the father. It sounds so simple, but yet so deep. Because if you have never been a woman before, how do you know what it feels like to be a woman? I know I'm not the most smartest person in the world, but comment below how a person that was born a man wants to be a woman and say they feel like a woman when they have never in their life been a woman.
I just want you to know that you didn't do anything wrong. He didn't do anything wrong.
I kind of feel bad for the transgender. Sitting on the table with her father and having the discussion, and the father is rejecting who she is, and he is trying to say to the father like, hey, listen, this is who I am, accept me. But all he sees in the father's face is disappointment and hurt. It is heartbreaking for her too.
What do you have to say about his reactions to this? I mean, you can see this is very raw for him. What are your feelings about the impact on your father, Gary?
I'm really hurt, and I was kind of scared, honestly. Just seeing his reaction, how I don't know if it was anger or if it was just upset.
What do you want from him?
I just want you to understand that this has nothing to do with how you raised me or anything like that, and I just want you to be okay with me being transgender.
Okay guys, I am trying to put myself into the father's position. Now, if my son came to me and said, Father, I am a transgender, and goes and changes his sex, and this is the first time meeting my son, what would I think and how would I feel? Truth to be told, I would feel and react exactly like the way the father did. Now, what would be going through my mind is, why? What did I do wrong? Where have I failed you? That is exactly what I'll be thinking. Now, when it comes to acceptance, and my son says to me, hey, you know what? Accept me for who I am, Dad. I am a girl now. Accept me. I will accept him, but it would take time. Because that's just the honest truth. I won't be open arms and be like, yeah, no, I would accept him, but it would take time. It would take time for me to adjust because he wants me to call him a woman and I would have to treat him as a woman. Now, would I do that? Absolutely no. Absolutely not. I'm not going to lie. Does that make me a bad guy? If so, what does that say about me? And I would ask you the same question. If your son came to you and said, Dad, I am a transgender, how would you react into that situation? And this is the first time you have seen your son.
Steph, he feels like he's failed as a father. He feels like he let you down. He's gone back to the point of He says one time for Halloween.
Yeah.
Talk about that.
He dressed up like a girl. I thought it was funny at first. Now I certainly don't.
If his son has been dressing up like a girl since he was a child, deep down, doesn't that mean that his son actually feels like he is a girl? Maybe the perception that the son has is that he is a girl and we all around the world think he is a guy? Can someone just explain it to me clearly in the comments, because I want to genuinely understand this.
And what was the age?
High school, maybe?
It was during high school.
And your reaction at the time?
I thought it was Halloween. You know, so I just went along with it. Actually pinched him on his behind and said he made a good-looking girl, but I was only joking. He's not a good-looking girl.
The father came with the heat. The father just said, hey, my son is not a good-looking girl.
He's a very beautiful man.
Right. He feels that he's failed you as a father. Do you feel that this is a choice you've made?
No, I've always been like this. I just hid it from everyone.
Can you feel the sadness from this transgender voice? He said he has always been like this. He has just been good at hiding it.
How do you feel about it?
I just feel like this is me. This is who I am.
And how long have you hidden this?
As early as 7 years old.
I don't think he understands the burden that is, how much energy that takes, how that affects you to live an inauthentic life.
I'm going to ask you to do something for a second. Put yourself in the transgender position. Imagine living an inauthentic life. Imagine how painful and miserable that is. Imagine living in a world where you can't be yourself. I genuinely feel bad for the transgender, because being fake to yourself is the worst thing, because when you sleep at night, you hate yourself.
Just imagine waking up every day and seeing and being someone that you don't want to be.
What do you hear in those words? What do you hear?
I hear confusion.
I would have to disagree with the father. I do not think it's confusion. I do think it's conflict between oneself and the world. The world is telling the son, hey, you are a boy. And within the son, he feels like he is a girl. Now, that is a big conflict going on within the outside world and the inside world. Now, the question becomes, who do you please? Is it the outside world or the inside world? And he chose to please the inside world because that is the best thing you could do in that situation. Like, hey, listen, I'm going to live my life the way I live it. And if people don't like it, it's okay. And I think that says a lot about the person's character.
So you hear someone that is confused, mentally ill.
Yes.
When Dr. Phil said, hey, do you hear someone that is confused, mentally ill? The father said, yeah.
What if this is not a mental illness? What if this individual is pre-wired to be a woman, but in a man's body?
You know what? Dr. Phil makes a lot of sense. Maybe the son is just pre-wired to feel like a woman. Something went wrong in the womb and the son feels like he's a woman. That's just it. It's psychological, not physical. And I don't think we are yet there to be able to cure people of this kind of illness. That is as simple as that. Now, to entertain the illness is a whole nother debate we could have.
I'm saying, what if that is the case? What could you imagine that experience would be like for that person?
Pretty hard. Pretty hard.
It can be easy for a trans living in this world because in one hand, people think that they are sick. In the other hand, they think that they are quite all right. when we know they're mentally ill, but they don't know that they are mentally ill. That's some real deep thinking right there. Anyways, comment below what you think.